Okay, so I've got this little guy, and I think what I want to do is reshape this beak or muzzle or whatever it is into something a little bit more organic. So I'm going to push 3, get into a side view. I think I'm going to just grab this and move it out a little bit by pushing the arrow key on my keyboard. I think I'm going to push S to scale, and I'll scale it on Z, so the up and down as we're looking at this. So S, Z, and we'll make it a little more squat. And then I think while I'm doing that, maybe I'll scale it also and widen it out a little bit sideways, which we can see is X. So S, X, and I'll just widen it a bit. And it looks like it's poking through a little bit here, so maybe I will go ahead and grab on Y, G, Y, and just slide it back just a bit. Alright, so now looking at it from the side view, I think what I'll do is I'll tab into Object, or Edit Mode, and I'll just grab this one vertex. So I'll push G, and I'll just push the arrow keys on my keyboard and sort of move that in closer to the circle here. Now, because I grabbed it with my mouse to demonstrate, it got messed up, so I'm just going to Control Z, and I'll do that again. G, and I'll just use the arrow keys, and instead of grabbing my mouse to demonstrate, I'll just call it done by pushing Enter. Now maybe I'll do the same thing and move all of this whole circle in. So what I can do is toggle X-ray mode on and select all of this, and we can see that everything has been selected because I was able to see through it. And again, from the side view, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to push grab, and I'm just going to move this back in, whether I do it manually or some other way. This is a matter of preference. I think, as I said before, normally I like to use the arrow keys. So I'm going to grab, push the arrow keys because I'm looking at it directly from the side, and when it's where I want, just push Enter, and it's a little bit better. I might do that one more time, and then I'm going to try something a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all these. G, use my arrow key and bring things in a bit. And we're getting something a little bit nicer. Now I think I want to do this one more time, but this time I might use proportional editing. Up at the top of the 3D window, there's this button for proportional editing. It's like a dot within a circle. And what proportional editing does is it affects everything within a certain area of influence, within a circle that we'll see. And the further out in the circle the thing is, the less affected it is. So to demonstrate, just messing around, actually I'm going to stop and I'm going to save. And now what I'll do is, again, I'll select these items. Proportional editing has been turned on. And now if I grab, we see a circle. And if you don't see the circle, it could be because the circle is so large. It all depends on the scale that you're working on. But you can adjust the circle size by rolling the wheel down. Now let's look at this a couple of different ways. I've pushed G to grab, and now if I move this, we can see that everything is being affected by this motion. I'm going to Control Z. If I do it again, grab, but I make the wheel a lot smaller, we can see that only a few things are being affected. We can also see that everything here is being moved in the same proportion because everything here has been selected. So if, for example, I go ahead and I just select the very tip of this muzzle, we'll see now that those items proportionally change differently than the top point. So the point is, now I can sort of mess around with things. I can go ahead and grab and make that wheel a little bit bigger and maybe move things in a little bit more. And we get a little bit more of an organic change to this form. Okay, so that's all for the moment. We'll come back and deal with this a little bit more later.